Ooh.
Hello, and welcome back to Continue Cooking with me, MonteCristo, and my wife, Susie, who's here to read your chats
That's my job.
and to push buttons, sometimes correctly, sometimes incorrectly.
Hey,
Who can know?
but sometimes with fun little filters and stuff. Yeah.
No filters.
Oh, fun little thingamabobbers. Transitions.
All right. Today on Continue Cooking, we're going to be making Jjimdak, which is a Korean soy braised chicken dish with some noodles and some rice. So get some rice going right now. I already have some made from yesterday, so not a big deal for me. But you might want to make some rice. What would you say about Jjimdak?
I was going to say, if you don't have rice, just order yourself some hepbun.
Nobody knows what that is.
So hepbun is microwavable Korean rice, and you literally you can buy an entire box of it, and when you need a single serving of rice, you take it out, you open it up slightly, you microwave it for a minute 30, and bam, you get really hot, fluffy, sticky Asian rice.
Great.
It is wonderful. So, oh, mic is off. I'm on.
My mic is on.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. I thought it turned it on. Welcome to Continue Cooking with me, MonteCristo, and my wife, Susie. Today we'll be making Jjimdak, which is a soy sauce Korean braised chicken dish. It's delicious. It has noodles in it. It has rice. Make yourself some rice right now.
Yes, and then you guys all heard my spiel about hepbun.
That's right. So we're supposed to make Gyeran Mari today, which is a rolled egg side dish. I will make that later this week instead because we had a pan fiasco and I don't have the right pan for it right now, but I'm getting a new one.
My pan. You can tell them the pan fiasco story.
I was making eggs and I put a lid on it and it vacuum sealed and there is no power that will remove this lid from this pan now, so it must be destroyed.
So after like 3 days of trying with, cooked egg inside.
We had to give up.
It was, and we've tried to freeze it. We tried putting water inside.
And freezing it to expand it.
Yeah. We put it in the dishwasher to steam it. We put oil around the sides. We used
I didn't want to get it really hot because I was afraid it would pressure cook and turn into a bomb. So we didn't do that. But anyway, I need a new small nonstick pan. And that's what I actually do need to make the Gyeran Mari because you'll see it's a kind of a delicate dish and it's typically made in nonstick pans because you need it to be really, really, really nonstick in order to kind of fold the egg over. But we'll have to do that on Thursday instead. But don't worry, we'll still be doing that recipe just on a different day.
Okay, so Jjimdak, means braised. And tak is chicken.
Yep. Korean dishes are very literal. So Jjimdak means braised chicken. You might have heard of another Jjim dish in Korean, which is galbi Jjim, which is galbi is short ribs and Jjim is braised. Wow. And both these dishes are actually very similar in that they use a sweet soy sauce-based sauce, and they have potatoes and carrots and other vegetables within them. Right, Susie?
Yeah, sorry. So there's another definition for Jjim, and that's why I'm trying to because Jjimjilbang, you're not braising yourself, are you?
Yes, you are.
I guess you are.
Are you marinating yourself and slowly cooking yourself in water, hot water? You are. Congratulations, you've been braised. All right. I suppose I shall assemble the ingredients for this.
Ingredients, assemble. Good morning, Carton 312. Good morning from Poland. Let's go. Cooking shows.
Very early morning there in Poland.
I bet,
How
yeah.
you holding up, buddy?
Gonna start calling bath time braise time.
Just brace yourself. Braise your children.
Lather them up with...
Braise your wife.
Lather them up with soap. Stick them in hot water.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to artfully arrange our Jjimdak ingredients here. All right, before we begin...
Oh, hi, Harsha.
Hello, Harsha. Before we begin with our total ingredients, let's talk about the dak part, the chicken part. So today we're going to need about a kilo. Recipe that I'm using says 800 grams, but we'll just add a little bit more, about a kilo of chicken. And which chicken you use is kind of up to you. Traditionally, it's typically made with bone-in chicken, bone-in skin on. I'm going to use a mixture of bone-in skin on, thighs, and wings here. And I'm going to use some boneless skin on thighs as well. So as you can see here, we have, these are our skin on boneless thighs. You may not be able to get skin on boneless thighs. It's a pretty Asian thing to have. Usually you can either get bone-in skin on or boneless skinless, not boneless skin on, but that's what I have. I know, it's confusing. We like the skin though because it's fatty and delicious. So I'm going to be using a mixture of these two ingredients to get up to 1 kilo or about 2 pounds or 800 grams / 2 pounds. 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. But I'm just going to start chucking in this. So I'm probably going to do like a 50-50. Now the bones will provide some additional flavor as we braise. The skin will also the fat will break down on it, which will make it very nice. So I've got just a bunch of chicken pieces. They've been kind of cut into various pieces here. My wife likes chicken legs, so I'll put some more of those in there.
Woohoo!
And this way you have a fun, adventurous eating experience of having a few bones in there to pick out.
Will you get...
This is actually some breast meat that's been cut with the rib cage. So this is kind of a grab bag of bone-in chicken parts, it would appear. So we'll do about 500 grams or a pound of that. I'm going to reset the scale. And then I'm just going to add some of these chicken thighs. Actually, no, this is about 600 grams. Each of these individual packages, that's basically what they are. So let's go ahead and add it all. But if you just have, you can buy a bag of chicken wings and drumettes. That can be a good choice for you. You can just buy some chicken thighs and use those, boneless, skinless, kind of whatever you have access to. I still have the rest of these. I'm just going to go ahead and bag these up and freeze them for another round of Jjimdak later.
Nice. What else can you make with those? If you're not making Jjimdak, if you don't want to make any more Jjimdak, but you have all this chicken left over, what else can you do with that chicken?
Anything that requires bone-in chicken.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Like fry it.
You could make, yeah, sure. You could take the wings and the drumettes and air fry them into chicken wings and put some buffalo sauce on there. I'll probably just save them for more Jjimdak later because I really like Jjimdak, but
okay.
You can make a variety of braised French chicken dishes. Cassoulet. We like cassoulet. Make some cassoulet with it. Lots of choices. You could make some northern Thai curry, which I might do with that. Bone-in chicken's great for that. Usually any kind of braising dish that requires that is going to be pretty good. So let me arrange my ingredients now.
So artfully arranging, look at you.
Is it artfully arranged?
ZPRN_OW. Is that you, ZP?
I don't think so. I think he's just ZP.
He's just a different ZP?
What about it?
Oh, he's just been chatting away in our chat. Boil them boys for soup, they say.
Yep. You're going to make stock with it as well?
No, I'm just a rando. Okay.
We love randos.
We do love randos.
You're not an NPC to us. You're more than an NPC.
Chat, you're really quiet today.
You know, people, we've been getting more viewers, but people have been quieter.
I noticed that.
People are just resigned to watching now. They don't feel the need to participate. They're just kicking back and relaxing.
I feel like we should have some kind of background music or something.
No, you can just talk to them.
Oh.
Talk to the people. Steve.
Lurking. I'm talking to the people. To the people! Look at all you lurkers. I'm getting ready for your crouch cam. Not crotch cam. Crouch cam. Aw, that's very nice, Rando ZP. Longtime Monty fan. He was the only reason I liked watching LOL broadcasts, and half of my favorite Overwatch cast duo.
I'm also the only reason I liked watching LOL broadcasts.
A part of me kind of still misses those broadcasting days.
Yeah, they were fun.
They were fun.
It's not that the broadcasts weren't fun. It's that dealing with the developers was not fun.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
The broadcasts were fine. If it was just doing the broadcast, it would be totally awesome, you know? But it wasn't. All right. You ready?
Crouch cam.
All right. Here are our recipe. Whoop. Just kidding. I actually don't have all the ingredients here.
Oh my gosh.
Amateur hour.
Wow.
Ruined. All right. Here are our ingredients for our Jjimdak, our Korean soy sauce braised chicken. First off, we have the chicken itself. It's going to be about 1 kilo or 2.5 pounds of chicken. I have a mixture of skin-on boneless chicken thighs, as well as some drumettes and wings and other bone-in skin-on pieces. You can use whatever you want. The braising process is frequently good with bone-in pieces. It'll add a little bit more flavor. But if you just want to use skinless, boneless chicken thighs, totally fine. It's going to be good that way too. We also have some vegetables here. We want about 2 medium-sized potatoes. I only have these small potatoes, so I'm going to use 5 small potatoes. You may only want to use 4 small potatoes. I had an extra potato because my wife loves potatoes. 1 medium-sized carrot. I peeled all of this. Got a green onion. We have 3 shiitake mushrooms, some ginger for the sauce. We have some garlic as well for the sauce. I have some dried Korean chilies. These are called gochu. I'm using 4 of these. I'm going to seed these. They're going to add a little bit of heat to the sauce, which will be nice. You don't have to add these. You can use a different kind of chili if you have it available. Facing Heaven chilies, which are Chinese chilies. You could use, you want to kick, you could use some arbol chilies from Mexican cuisine, but whatever kind of dried red chili you want. We have a medium onion here, some sesame seeds. And then as for the braising liquid, we'll be making this out of mirin. This says mirim in Korean. It's Korean mirin. This is oyster sauce. It says gul sauce, which is oyster sauce in Korean. Soy sauce, some brown sugar, some honey, and some sesame oil. So these are all our ingredients we're going to be making with the Jjimdak, and we'll start right away. Here we go. How was that, guys? Did you like it?
That was a thick carrot. When you said medium, I was like, I don't know, that's a huge carrot.
You know, depends on what you like. Too big for Susie, apparently.
That's too big for me. That's just too big for me. Meta John, longtime Susie Kim fan.
Nice.
Aw.
That's it?
Yeah, I only get one fan. Everyone else.
No,
is
you didn't say anything else?
No. For someone that unfortunately cooks for family members that don't like hot spice, what Korean food would you recommend to cook? And have you made a stream of it yet? Well, you could do Jjimdak without it.
Add the chilies.
Yeah, you could actually do all of this without the chilies.
Yeah. The chilies are not going to add a lot of spice, but if you're like totally spice averse, you can add fewer, you can add 0. Bossam, which I made earlier, you can eat that. Bibimbap, you don't have to eat it with the sauce that has the gochujang in it. These are choices that you make. The bossam has the samjang with it, which is a spicy sauce that you put on, but there's nothing inherently spicy about bossam.
Nope. It's a lot in the sauces that is spicy, but only if you want it to be spicy.
I'm sure I'll do galbijim at some point. Galbijim is not spicy at all.
Christopher just likes to...
Bulgogi is not spicy.
Yeah, bulgogi is not. The miyeokguk is not.
Yeah, a bunch of recipes I have no spice in them.
Monty just really loves putting spice into things, which is hard because our son doesn't eat anything with spice in it, but hopefully he'll learn. Trial by fire, literally. Mouth fire.
All right, I'm going to boil some water here. The first thing we're going to do is parboil our chicken pieces this is what they would say in Korean cooking, is to get rid of the impurities within the chicken. And just to boil off some of the scum. This is also a technique. In this case, it won't matter because we're going to have a pretty dark colored liquid. But if we were to make a soup, it's a lot easier. So in French cooking, when you're making like a consommé or a kind of stock, frequently they will skim off the impurities off the top. But in Japanese cuisine or Korean cuisine, they realize that if you just boil the meat for like 5 minutes in advance, just a couple minutes, you'll be able, and then you take the meat out, drain it, and then clean the pot and re-add the water. You don't have to go through a lot of the laborious processes of skimming. So it's just easier in a lot of ways, if you want to make a very clear broth. Now, why would you want to make a clear broth? It's basically for aesthetic reasons. A lot of French cuisine wants a clear broth. Pho will want a clear broth. Pho is actually a derivative of French cooking soup techniques that were then applied. Because pho is a relatively recent dish to Vietnam, but it's a marriage of Asian and French cooking. And it was invented basically in the 20th century because of the French legacy, and especially culinary legacy in Vietnam. So there you go.
More history information with MonteCristo.
I wanted to make pho, but my wife said I couldn't make pho.
No. You can make... Okay, so the last time we had pho, guys, I got violently sick.
Not because of the pho, to be clear.
I don't know if it was or not.
I ate the same pho. It was fine.
Okay, so I got violently sick, and...
she loves pho, by the way.
I do. Well, I did, and now I just, like, the thought of pho doesn't appetize me anymore because it was a terrible aftermath of pho eating.
All right, quickly, guys. I forgot one ingredient. I forgot one. It was a very important ingredient, too.
Oh, my gosh.
These are mung bean noodles. In Korean, they're called 당면. If you look up here, I have ones that look like they're about 1 centimeter thick. You can choose whatever thickness of these mung bean noodles you like. I like the thicker noodles, and the reason why I like it with this dish is part of what I really like about Jjimdak is that the noodles absorb all the flavor of the braising liquid. So I like kind of thick noodles with the Jjimdak.
You like your thick carrot, you like your thick noodles.
So these are called dangmyeon. They are very specifically, they might be called Korean glass noodles, but they're from beans basically, and we do need to soak these before we use them. So we're gonna actually cook them through in the braising liquid, but first off, we need to soak them. And this is going to be very common with rice noodles or with other kinds of non-wheat-based noodles that you use in Asian cuisine. So if you're making pho, for example, or pad thai or pad see ew, you're really going to want to just go ahead and soak these first. This is a 300-gram bag, so I'm going to use 150 grams of this, which is about 5 ounces. I want to check me on that one. I'm doing that off the top of my head. I usually cook in metric these days in terms of weights. So look, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm taking approximately half of these. I guess I'll use my scale. Yeah, it's 160 grams, so it's about 150 grams. And I'm going to fill...
160 grams is about 150 grams.
That's true. That's no lies were told, Susie. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up with some warm water.
Do you find differences in flavor if you pre-boil the meat in plain water versus all the cooking in stock?
So the answer is no, because you're not going to boil it for enough time for a lot of the flavor to go away. If you pre-boiled it for like 15, 20 minutes, I think probably the answer would be yes. But we're literally going to boil this chicken for like a minute or two. And a lot of times, if let's say you're making a different Korean dish that uses beef. So a lot of Korean beef dishes will use brisket or other meat, like solangtang or a different kind of meat like beef. And you're going to boil those for just a few minutes as well. And then you're going to spend probably 30, 45 minutes boiling them in the actual broth. So I would say no, you don't lose a lot of flavor by doing this. So these noodles, which I cannot get into I'm struggling to get into the water right now because they're too firm.
Just let it
I will let it sit there for a little bit. We're going to let these sit for about, 30 minutes or so. I will get them into the water in a moment.
I'm sure they'll slink into the water.
They'll slink in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have our water over here.
Maybe if it was connected.
It is connected.
Oh. It says camera 4 is not connected.
Still?
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Ta-da!
All right, we have our water here going at a boil. We're just going to pop the chicken in here for about a minute. So we put a bunch of cold chicken in there. It's going to take a second to get back up to temperature. So we lowered the temperature of the water by doing that. So we're going to parboil our chicken for just about a minute. And then we will...
Take out the impurities.
Oh, it will no longer be impure. It's been sanctified.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, this camera is doing that little thing again on the side.
The
It
meringue.
definitely is the...
Yeah, it's not doing it here, so it's the encoding, guys.
It's okay.
The encoding from the camera. It's all right. We can zoom it in. And...
Our wild and crazy
Here.
backdrop.
I won't do it anymore.
Ooh, zoom cam.
Enhance. I'm actually going to put these noodles in a bigger bowl because this is annoying me and I don't have to deal with it.
Rando ZP. So we do these cooking streams twice a week. Yes,
Yep.
thank you, Naja-chan. Twice a week. I'm glad you're enjoying it immensely.
Good. Welcome.
But yeah, we've been trying to do this consistently twice a week.
You can also follow Continue Cooking on YouTube, youtube.com/@continuecooking. We're still working on the first wave of edited videos, guys, but those are going to be coming out soon. So basically what happens is this stream is going to be cut down into, each stream gets cut down into 2 to 3 different recipe videos that are about 10 minutes in length. And then they're going to get cut down into shorts for Instagram and TikTok and everything like that. So this is the live part where we cook. And the idea here is to eventually get like a leaderboard. So if you guys cook along, you can be on the top of the leaderboard. So we'll be gamifying things here. We're just trying to get everything under control right now. It's been a process.
Yeah. You can only catch me here on the live stream because when it's edited, I normally get cut out of all of that.
You do not.
No, for the most part.
She's seen like one video, guys. Don't worry about it.
And I'm cut out of, no, I've seen 6 of them, but I'm cut out of all of them.
You've seen some of the older ones.
Sir.
Some of my notes on this last one were to keep you in. So anyway, while we do that, let's go ahead and start making our sauce.
How do you top the leaderboard in cooking? By presentation?
So it'll be based off of how many times you cook along and show us that you're cooking along with the live stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's just how many times.
Mm-hmm. That's a good question, though. I mean, we haven't really resolved that. Yeah. Okay, first off, I'm going to put half a teaspoon of ginger in here, so not a lot.
So we've been thinking about different ideas on this. Monty is in process of trying to figure out how to make the Discord. Either a channel or I don't know. How are you going to do you're not going to make a separate channel for this?
No, it'll be on my personal Discord. I'm going to revive that, but we need to start I need to get in there and do a bunch of role stuff and admin stuff first. So I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of minced ginger to this. Might be a little bit more than half a teaspoon, but it's okay.
So will we be given an inventory list beforehand? Yes.
Yeah, I need to be better about doing that. Sorry.
Yes. Again, we are still in the very early stages, and again, we very much appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you have any comments or anything like that, just feel free to. Oh, Monty's Twitter is. Your DMs are closed, but mine are open, so you can. If you have any comments,
we can do this later. I actually need to get some stuff done right now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm talking. While
I know you're great. Okay, so as you can see here, we get this brown scum around the surface, which is what we're trying to get rid of. So now that we've boiled this for about a minute, I'm going to go ahead and drain it into a colander in the sink. Now you can use this same pot if you go ahead and wash it out, because there will be some of the brown stuff around the rim. But I'm just going to go ahead and use a different pot because I like to use, it's just for the sake of time basically. I'm going to use an enamel Dutch oven. You also may want to rinse the chicken off so you can get any of those brown bits off of the chicken now. Typically, in a lot of Korean or Japanese cooking, you would rinse the pork or the beef at this point in time, so you can go ahead and do that. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm picking up the pieces in the colander. It's not very hot because it wasn't boiled for very long. And then we're going to go ahead and finish making the sauce. And then, well, guys, once this starts simmering, that's when we'll have lots of time to go ahead and answer your questions. But I want to get this going because otherwise we're going to be here all day because it takes time for this to simmer. We are going to be using a 1.5 cups of water, All the ingredients were ones that I had previously shown you. We're going to be using 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce. So I have my soy sauce here, and we'll just go ahead and use 1/3 of a cup of this. It's about 5 tablespoons. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. And having a soy sauce, dark brown sugar or raw sugar with ginger and garlic is a very common Korean marinade. It's basically the bulgogi marinade as well. This is going to be quite similar to teriyaki. Also, it's just instead of sake, we're not going to use sake. We are going to still use mirin though. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this mirin. You can, that's a little much, it's all right. You can use the rice wine though, which is called matsul in Korean. If you want to use that ingredient instead, they're basically the same thing. I need to microwave my honey for a moment. I can't pour it right now. In the meantime, while I microwave my honey, we will add a tablespoon of oyster sauce.
So Monty's very, he says tablespoon.
It was a tablespoon. I didn't slop more into it. I got a perfect tablespoon out of that. No, I did. It came out quickly.
We'll watch the replay, okay?
All right,
we'll watch
editors,
the replay.
Slow-mo replay.
All right.
Was it a tablespoon? It was.
Just like your mirin?
The mirin was not. The mirin was not. It was a little bit more.
I've just been noticing in all your cooking, you're very, what's the word? Generous with your portions of
to be fair, I'm using a little bit more chicken, so I probably do want a little bit more flavor in here. I am using more chicken than the called for in this recipe from mykoreankitchen.com. This one looked like the Jjimdak of my dreams here.
Oh, I see.
So I picked this recipe. It calls for 800 grams or about 2 pounds of chicken. I did use a little bit more, so adding a little bit more seasoning is not going to be the end of the world. I'm also adding 10 more grams of noodles.
I'm just making things up as you go along.
Well, I'm just increasing the portion size.
I'm just going to add more garlic too.
We do like Jjimdak. It's maybe a little bit. I like garlic though, so. About a tablespoon of minced garlic. I used 5 medium-sized cloves. 4 might be a little bit more accurate.
Yeah. Sting makes a good point. Jjimdak is more of a dinner meal than a lunch meal in Korea. It's a little more formal. It's a little heavier, and it's meant for like a lot of people to get around and eat together.
Yeah, it's a great meal if you have guests.
Yeah.
A tablespoon of garlic. Why is he bringing up this point? Because it's in the morning here. That's just a consequence of time zones. We're not making it because it's a good lunch.
You wake up at like 11 o'clock every day. We've been up since like 7. What are you talking about? It is dinner time by now. Jeez. Oh no!
I sloshed a little bit of the sauce, guys. Hold on.
You sure did.
Wasn't very much, just a little bit. Ruined kitchen disaster.
Ah!
Put some of the garlic I sloshed back in there. It's okay. It wasn't a big disaster. This is but a minor sloshing. A minor sloshing quickly remedied. So good thing I added those extra seasonings, huh? A little bit of extra seasoning fixes the sloshing.
You guys want to watch Monty clean up the floor? Well, you can't because we don't have a floor cam.
An accident cam.
Accident cam. Slosh insurance. You put that extra mirror in there just for slosh insurance.
Yep.
All right.
Normally,
Back to one.
I wouldn't care about that towel, but I need to look presentable for you guys. Back to one, she says, as she selects two.
Yes.
Excellent work.
I'm just pressing buttons. That's what you pay me for. Wait.
I pay you in Jjimdak.
You do pay me in Jjimdak.
Okay, so now
Twitch Primes for floor cam, guys. Floor cam.
we'll slosh around a little bit more, and then we're going to add a tablespoon of honey to this. 1 tablespoon of honey goes in. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And finally, just add a little bit, few rounds of fresh black pepper. This is going to be our braising liquid. Just going to give this a little bit of a mix because it has the sugar in there. Although it will, the sugar will dissolve as the heat goes up, but we'll give it a little bit of a mix just to start it off.
Oh yeah, Rando's EP, we love Kirkland here.
All right, we're going to put this into our braising vessel. In this case, it is going to be this enameled cast iron pan. So we're adding everything. I'm scraping some of the honey and sugar into it. I'm going to start this on pretty high heat right now. Do medium high. Medium high is probably good. Medium high heat. I changed my mind.
Just making it up as you go along.
That's fine. It's just probably better for people not to overboil it. That's what I'm thinking. So we have all of our chicken pieces. We're going to nestle them down inside of our braising liquid. And we're going to bring this up to a boil, and then we're going to boil it for about 10 minutes. We'll cover it up and boil it. But first off, we need to get this up to temperature.
I told Doa we're making Jjimdak. He said he'll be over for dinner tonight.
Better come earlier than that. It's not going to take that long to get this ready. Luckily, this isn't like a super long braising recipe.
Boiled chicken before it's finished has to be the least appetizing thing.
It'll be good, guys, I promise. It'll get some nice color from the soy sauce here. But yes, boiled chicken, not very appetizing, is it? Good for gains, though, you know.
Oh yeah, I guess that day when we were doing the Okinawa stuff, you were wearing a tank top, and you got a lot of comments about your arms, sir.
I only care what you think about my arms, Daisy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What if I asked you to make them smaller?
You don't want that. I said I cared. I only care about what you think, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do what you want. There's a difference.
I believe you were like 30 pounds skinnier when we met.
Yep.
Though I guess I could say the same about me too, so.
We've expanded differently, however.
Sir, I've birthed you 2 children.
You've done a great job. I'm not commenting. I'm observing a difference.
I'm just saying. I think I've went through a lot more physical changes twice. I just made a stock from rotisserie chicken.
Yep.
Carcass, Kirkland.
Yep.
Yes,
we
that's
do that
the
a lot,
best.
actually. Our freezer is full of chicken stock from Kirkland rotisserie chickens.
God, we love Costco here.
We'll do a rotisserie chicken week at some point where we just do rotisserie chicken recipes. It's very useful to know how to do that stuff.
Oh my God, the kids are gonna hate chicken after that week.
No, I'm gonna make that really spicy chili.
Oh, the one I like?
Yeah, the one you really like.
I really like that one.
Okay, we're gonna boil this for.
Whoa, Rando ZP is employed by Costco.
Nice.
Everyone should go get a membership today. It's worth it for chicken alone.
You get me my Costco sponsorship. I will shill. I'm a Costco lover. Okay, we're gonna boil this covered. I turned it down to medium. We're gonna boil this covered for 10 minutes. That will be the first phase. While we are waiting, I'm gonna use a separate cutting board for this just so it don't get too spicy.
Oh my God, I think he's our man on the inside. You can try to get up the corporate ladder here.
I love Costco. The current CEO started out as a forklift driver for Costco.
Should I go work for Costco and then we can get a discount?
I mean, apparently they're very good to their employees, at least in the States. I don't know how they are in Korea.
I just see all like middle-aged women working at Costco. I could be one of those middle-aged women.
You could.
I could.
Okay, I'm going to seed these chili peppers so they're not too hot.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So the container that Monty is seeding the things into is our food waste bin.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people wonder what that is. Here in Korea, we actually sort out our food waste separately from the trash. They compost it?
No, they turn it into biogas, and then they make electricity out of it, I think. All right, and sometimes they use it for animal feed also, I believe. So I'm just going to rip these into smaller pieces. That's all we really need to do here. Nobody's actually going to eat these chili peppers. These are just going in to flavor the sauce. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. They'll be rehydrated.
Yeah, no, I usually pick them out.
A lot of these are just for aesthetics or because it is going to add a mild spicy flavor and pepper flavor to the sauce. So there we go.
Oh, he says a lot of the higher-ups started pushing carts at Costco.
Yeah, they're a pretty cool company. I am a big fan. All right, we have our onion here. We're going to cut this into chunks. We want this to be pretty chunky in general, this dish, right? Because we've got the whole chicken pieces in there. We're going to have big chunks of carrot and potato, big, thick noodles. So I'm going to cut this onion into pretty big chunks. One of the things about Korea that's annoying is it's harder to get big onions. You kind of only get small or medium-sized onions.
I guess I never noticed that, but yeah.
You don't cook.
I don't cook.
It's also harder to get bigger potatoes. But it's very easy to get giant carrots. Who knows how it works? It's a mystery. So I'm just going to cut this, because I want big chunks of onions, I'm going to cut this into thirds one way and then just in half the other way. So now we get these nice big onion chunks.
So do you ever cook with MSG? And if not, why not?
Of course I do. You see me use seasoning salt, which is basically just a code word for salt with another salt, because monosodium glutamate is just a different kind of salt. Yes, I think you are ridiculous if you don't cook with MSG. It is delicious.
Umami.
It is umami. It's also a naturally occurring salt. People are so weird about it. There was some, like, I don't know, it was before my time. There was some panic about it not being healthy for you in America on, like, Chinese food in the 80s.
Because the Chinese food used it, and, like, it was a very anti-Asian.
I don't know, the whole thing is weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it.
It's delicious. We have matsogum.
Matsogum.
It's called taste salt. And
It
has
does.
MSG in it.
I use it all the time. I use it for omelets. Yeah, anytime I would use table salt, like fine salt, I just use that instead.
Yeah, I think the MSG hate was because of racism. It was just an anti-Chinese thing at the time because it was a long time ago.
I think it was ignorance. People are like,
too.
I don't know what is in this Chinese food. This thing they're using must not be good for you.
Well, come on, we still have that now. People are like, I hate gluten, and you're like, but you don't really know what gluten is.
Look, there's always going to be weird food stuff that isn't backed up by science. Anyway, it's fine. I also have this here. Me one.
3. Other way around. Higher. Oh, it's not focusing. What? There we go. Ta-da!
This is just straight MSG, guys. No salt in that one. But MSG, incredibly common in Asian cooking. I'm going to take these 3 shiitake mushrooms and I'm just going to thinly slice them because we're going to want these to add some additional vegetables and flavor into our jjimdak.
Okay, and now you can smell that the jjimdak is truly bursting with flavor because the soy and the chicken, it's a chickeny smell. But I can smell it all the way over here in my zone of wires and buttons.
Her wires and buttons zone. It's a technical term. It's a technical production term.
Martin H says, hi, Monty and Susie. Thanks for streaming again. Today, please thank Doa for his special guest appearance last night.
Oh, he'll be back, I'm sure.
I don't know if he can do another cooking stream with us.
He might be able to.
He said he wanted today, but he had Scotty with him. So.
Which is his daughter. No kids on the cooking stream.
Mushrooms elevate everything.
True that.
Unless it's mac and cheese.
All right, I'm going to cut this 1 green onion diagonally into kind of big chunks. We may add some additional green onions here at the end. We probably will just for presentation reasons. But this is kind of a chicken stew with noodles. So we want our vegetables to be a little chunkier.
So we went to a restaurant, a quote-unquote Western restaurant here in Korea, and our son Max wanted some mac and cheese, and so I ordered it for him because, you know.
It was a Texas Roadhouse.
It was Texas Roadhouse. So anyway, the mac and cheese comes, and it was the worst mac and cheese I've ever tasted. And it was like a sweet powdered cheese.
Which is very common in Korea, to be fair. The sweet powdered cheese that they use at like carnivals and stuff.
Yeah, it was like a sweet powdered cheese, but they also put mushrooms in it. And it was just and you know, it's mac and cheese. You can't mess that up. So Max has taken a bite and he thinks it's gross. I take a bite and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gross. And ever since then, anytime we make anything, he goes, are there mushrooms? I don't want sweet mushrooms. And he's like traumatized by mushrooms.
Anytime we get mac and cheese, he just asks, can I have the one without the mushrooms?
Pookie Cool says, oh shit, you're a dad? Congratulations.
I'm twice a dad.
Yeah. Hey, where's my congratulations? I'm the one who made them in my body.
Just taking a look at it right now. It's boiling away with our chicken. I gave it a stir just a moment ago. Got about a minute and a half left on this phase. We're going to continue boiling it, but we're adding the ingredients in waves because we don't want to overcook anything, right? So the potatoes, carrots, onions, and chilies are going to be the next one. I'm going to cut these down into smaller sizes. Like I said, you probably want to just use 2 medium potatoes. And you want them to be in, you know, pretty big chunks because we're going to be cooking it for a while. Maybe like medium-sized chunks. So I'll cut these into each of these small potatoes into 1/8. Hopefully these won't be too small. We don't want it to fall apart, which is why I might do something a little bit different here. I might use a Japanese cooking technique on my Korean food.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh. Illegal cooking.
Susie, Monty fed your body during pregnancy, and he also helped make them.
Yeah.
To which I said,
exactly.
providing the ingredients, which I do for this stream too, does not make you the chef. Do I cook? No. But do I buy ingredients for you? Yes.
Usually I do the shopping. All right. Okay, that's going to be time up on this part of it, so I'm going to uncover this. We still want it boiling. I'm going to quickly cut this carrot with the rangiri style of Japanese cutting that I've shown, which is 45-degree angle, rotate carrot, 45-degree angle. I'm cutting it a little smaller this time. The reason why we do it this way, The reason why we do it this way is because we're maximizing the surface area of the carrot. I have to say hello because she's not paying attention to which camera it needs to be on.
I was staring at the preview screen, not the program screen.
So we have all of our potatoes, onions, and carrots here. The other thing that's going to be going in right now is the chilies. Put those in first. And we're going to load everything in.
The onions now too?
Yeah. Potatoes, carrots, onions, and chili are going in. And all of these ingredients are going to be ingredients that will boil out some of their water to add to the sauce and also absorb the braising liquid to become soy saucy and sweet and delicious. Let me give this a stir. So you can see the chicken is starting to change color as well. We're going to cover this again, return to a boil. And we're going to boil it for 7 minutes. The final phase will be us adding the noodles, mushrooms, and green onions. So our noodles have been in here for 30 minutes now. So as you can see, they're going to be a little bit more pliable.
Did they slink all in on their own?
I changed them to a bigger bowl, but yes,
okay.
Also yes. So we're going to keep these, probably be a little bit more pliable, but we do want to cook these inside the braising liquid if possible, because it's going to pick up the flavor of the braising liquid.
Is that you doing the camera angle changes? Yes, I am. I'm the one who presses the buttons.
I could probably do it by myself, but it would be hard.
Fluffy wishes. God, I wish I was that noodle. Oh my. Is that enough liquid? Do you want the food completely covered by boiling liquid?
So part of it is that it's going to condense on the lid and it's going to fall back down like rain. And we are going to keep stirring it as it goes along. But the heat inside the vessel should be keeping everything moist. It doesn't necessarily need to be entirely covered. There is a question about whether we are going to have enough braising liquid because I added some more chicken, but should be all right.
Yeah, and like you said, the onions and the potatoes should have...
We'll release some liquid as well, and the carrot will release some water. Also absorb water, so probably absorb more than they release, honestly, but it's fine.
Okay.
So we're also gonna be doing this for a while. So the first 7 minutes is just kind of to get it rolling. We'll give it another stir and then do another 8 minutes after that. So we have our mushrooms and our green onions here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put these on the plate because we're gonna make another dish today while we wait for all of this.
One time Susie is gone, you should give Twitch chat the ability to change the camera angle a la Twitch plays Pokemon Democracy.
Nope. It's also not possible, guys, so hate to rain on your parade. It's literally a physical switcher, so you can't control it. Although there is a software solution, but somebody would have to actually write a program to control the Atem software that way. Which, like, if you're volunteering, I guess, but if you're just a bum making comments, are you helpful or are you a bum? Answer.
Bum. I heard that in Korea it's cheaper to eat in restaurants than cook at home. Is that true?
No, that's absurd. There's less of a price difference, I will say that.
Yeah, the price difference is definitely... Because if you go eat Korean food, like some of the, like a kimbap jjimdak or something like that, if you are going out to just get a stew and rice, you know, just something simple, like going out to a Korean barbecue place is not going to be expensive either. Like a regular bulgogi.
It would be kind of expensive.
Yeah, well, but buying meat here is pretty expensive anyway.
That's true.
So, yeah. I guess it depends. For us, we go to Costco and bulk up on a whole lot of meat.
So the question, I guess it's a different kind of question, because what you're basically asking is like, is it cheaper if you were a single person? Is it cheaper for you to eat out than make your own food? Probably. But that's because you're making single servings, and you could eat, in theory, very inexpensively in Korea. You could go out and get yourself a kimchi jjigae for like $6-7.
Right.
Could you make it for that little money at home? Probably not, because you would have to buy more ingredients than you would need to make that single serving. If we're talking about, can you make kimchi jjigae at home for cheaper than $7, the answer is yes, right? Also, any cheap food you're going to have is cheap ingredients, and you always pay for labor. So effectively, if you were to use the same ingredients that the restaurant did, even though they get them at a discount from buying them in bulk, it's still going to be cheaper because it's your own labor, right? So no, it's not cheaper. It's certainly not cheaper than feeding a family at home, right?
Yes.
But that's just a matter of volume.
But a lot of things you make in Korean food, you could actually make and freeze and
Yes.
eat at a later time. Like kimchi jjigae is better on day 2 and day 3, you know? A lot of the soups you can just put into the containers, put in the freezer, and just heat it up later. So if you're cooking in batches, I think it's good. And then yeah, we have an entire freezer, like a separate freezer thing that I bought Monty so he can have his meat
We have an
library.
entire separate stand-up freezer that I have a bunch of frozen stock and.
For your information, losing Mike a lot. Me or Monty?
What? Losing Mike a lot?
Yeah, somebody had said that.
I don't think so. The rest of you guys can say if we're losing the mics, but it looks good. I'm looking at the levels right now.
Okay. Whatever. No one else has complained, so.
I haven't noticed mic dropping. Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe it's just you, Pookie Cool.
Maybe you're losing hearing a lot. Did you think about that?
Your speakers. What brand of kimchi in America would you recommend? Ooh,
I don't know.
that's hard. There are just too many. If you have a Korean friend with a Korean mom who has made kimchi, I would suggest going and getting some of that. I forget the brand that we used to buy
Yeah, I forget too.
when we were in LA, but I liked that one the most just because the flavor was good without being too spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the alarm.
So the reason why we set the alarm is we're gonna keep boiling this, right? We've got it at a pretty good boil right now because it's covered on medium. But the purpose of this is just to give it a stir to incorporate the ingredients further. I may have cut these potatoes rather too small, but.
Papa Smithy, subscribe with Prime.
Thank you, Papa.
Thanks, Papa.
Okay, so the purpose of that timer was just to give it a stir. So I'm covering it back up now. We're going to do a further 8 minutes. While we're doing that, we're going to cook our second dish, which is Hobak Bokkeum.
Oh, and Zepp, subscribe with Prime. Woo.
Thank you.
Is that your first sub? I guess so. Oh, crouch cam.
Okay, so we are also going to be making Hobak Bokkeum, which is stir-fried zucchini. It's a very common Korean side dish. Hobak is the word for any kind of squash, including pumpkins in Korean, which can be confusing. However, in this case, it means zucchini. So we have 1 zucchini, we have a green onion here, we have a couple of cloves of garlic because we need about a teaspoon. We have seujot, which is a fermented shrimp. It's not really a paste, it's like tiny fermented shrimps. It's very salty. If you do not have this, you can use fish sauce instead. You can buy this on Amazon, just keep it in your fridge forever, it doesn't really matter. It's in a lot of Korean dishes. We have some sesame oil and some sesame seeds as well. So it's just a quick stir fry. Once you make it, you can eat it with rice for the next few days. Keep it as long as it stays fresh. It'll last maybe a week, 5 days, 5 days, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, Zepp says he usually throws his primes to Richard Lewis. But we got it this month. Ha 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 ha.
So Richard Lewis has not been streaming because he's been at events. Not doing foreplay with us. Shame on him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this zucchini lengthwise, and then I'm going to cut it again into quarters. This is pretty common cutting technique in Korean food. It's also used frequently for cucumbers or other long vegetables, just to get them to a more manageable size. You obviously, it is, I would say, slightly dangerous to do this, but you can obviously cut it this way first and then cut it into quarters, but it makes cutting it this way, very easy. And then we're going to cut it into, I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch slices here.
Woohoo! Today's a sub day. Grenga, thank you very much. Tier 1 sub.
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you very much, Grenga.
Yeah,
what's your favorite thing about Susie, Grenga?
Choose carefully. more Prime subs and more a floor cam. You guys can get that elusive feet pic.
Yeah, no feet for free on the internet. You guys know the rules. So we've cut all of our zucchini now into these pieces, which will be great for. That one's too big.
How thick are they?
About a 1/4 inch.
Okay.
Autofocus is failing me today, guys.
Yeah, what is wrong with autofocus today?
We are going to cut this green onion pretty thin.
Are glass noodles prepared for Jjimdak? Sting, maybe you should have been here earlier, huh?
Yeah, wake up on time. Jeez. Go to YouTube and rewind it, dude. I'm not going to use this whole green onion because this was a particularly large green onion.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I'll stop there. I'll use the rest of the greens for the garnish of the Jjimdak. Mince about a teaspoon of garlic here.
I still read the YouTube chat, Naja fan, if you want to read over there too.
We got both open. We have the technology. Soon we'll stream on Twitter too. Or
Are we really?
X.com, yep. And as soon as we start the TikTok, we'll probably start doing it over there also.
Oh my gosh.
The quad stream.
Oh my god.
All right, let me give this a stir real quick. Really hoping my potatoes don't all turn to mush. That might be the life we live. We live dangerously. As you can see, the braising liquid level has actually raised. Now it looks like the potatoes and the onions and the carrots are releasing a pretty good deal of liquid. At the very least, the potato starch will just thicken up the sauce, especially when we start to slow it down in terms of cooking.
Let's go ahead and stream on all the streaming platforms like Soup, and I don't even know what this one is. CHZZK? Is that a Chinese streaming? I don't even know. For the most part, we're streaming on all the English-speaking platforms.
Mm-hmm. All right. We will cook our hobak in a minute. We only have about 2 minutes before we need to add more ingredients over here to our jjimdak.
How's the myeon coming along?
The tangmyeon, good. You can see it's pretty pliable now. I'm plying it. So we're just waiting 57 seconds. Wow.
Oh, CHZZK apparently is the Korean version of Twitch.
No, that's like soup, right?
No, Soup is Africa.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't. Oh, what's the Naver one that was?
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know. There are too many. Which I guess in a way is good. Twitch definitely had a monopoly on all this before. Yeah, that's the Naver one.
Got it. Okay, so this has been going at a pretty hard boil. So what I'm going to do is turn this down to low, because now we're going to want to simmer it a little bit more gently. The first thing we're going to do is take our glass noodles and put them in here. And we do want to try and get these submerged within the liquid. Because we definitely want these to cook all the way through. So I will do battle with noodles now. Try and get them underneath everything. Without breaking too many of these. I am doing a terrible job in breaking these potatoes into a million pieces. It's all right, guys. Maybe there will be some potatoes left at the end of this. Maybe there won't. It'll be a mystery.
It's good enough, Monty.
It's good enough.
It's good enough.
If you can't see the potatoes in the final product, no one will even know that they were even in there.
Any advice on not getting cut by sharp knives?
Learn to cut properly.
Be careful. Don't cut your fingers.
Okay, now we're going to add the green onion, I should say, and the shiitake mushrooms. I'm going to try and nestle these down into the broth as well. These are some of the more gentle ingredients, particularly the mushrooms. So the reason why we're kind of staggering adding everything in is because we want them to all be done at the same time without being overcooked. Mushrooms cook quickly.
Have you decided on the next food arc yet?
No, I'm probably going to have to take a week off, guys, because I've got some LFN stuff to do next week. And then after that, the next food arc is, we'll decide. I'm open to suggestions, though. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to cook this for 4 minutes, just at a simmer. So we did turn it down to low. And we need to, when it's done, we're going to check the noodles is the first thing we're going to do.
I'm pretty sure I've heard Papa Smithy say Christopher more times than Susie. So I call him Christopher normally. I have to think about it, and I call him Monty on purpose on stream so that you guys don't get confused.
She does it for you.
Thank her. I do it for you.
I'm going to wait to cook our Hobak, our zucchini, just because I really don't want to overcook this Jjimdak. So.
Yes. So Crepo was very confused because, you know, you're Monty, not Christopher. I'm glad I clarified that for you. Yay. Welcome if you guys are just joining us now.
Where were you? You missed like the whole thing. You disgust me.
I was going to cook today, but I got lazy and got In-N-Out instead. Fair.
I guess you can have worse Shake Shack if you want.
Verlicify?
Yep.
Says I finally caught it live.
Oh, welcome.
Yay.
I know you comment on a lot of the videos, so.
Are we just waiting for the...
We're waiting 2 minutes.
Got it. You want to look at the camera and dance? Worst Shake Shack shots fired, but I agree. In-N-Out is just the closer and less effort version.
It's also cheaper, to be fair.
Fair enough. I hate their fries, though. In-N-Out fries are just...
You have to ask them to cook them, do like the hard cook on them. The way you get good In-N-Out fries is you say you want them well done. That's how you have to do it.
No, it's too crispy for me. I hate their fries. I just don't like their fries, period.
That's fair.
Ugh. As someone who's lived in LA.
I will say about In-N-Out, the cost to value experience of In-N-Out is very good. For how much it costs, it is very good quality.
The only thing I liked about it was the what was it? The animal style?
Yeah, it's good.
So that you put it on the lettuce buns and then...
That's not animal style.
Oh, then what was it?
That's the keto one.
The keto one.
Animal style adds a sauce to it, and it's onions and the sauce.
Oh, that's right. I don't know. It was whatever.
She has no
lettuce.
idea what she's ordering, guys.
I asked for the lettuce buns. I like that one. But I only did that while I was pregnant. Mm-hmm. Low taper fade. Never knew Monty was a ninja fan. Says Crepo.
I've been rocking this longer than Ninja has.
It's the same haircut he's had forever.
That's because I can only do 3 haircuts. Okay? It's this haircut, buzz, or long hair. Those are the only 3 that work with my hair. Okay? My hair is very thin and very straight. Has no curl or wave in it.
During COVID, you really rocked the cool 90s boy band hair. That was fine.
The center part?
Yeah. I think I have a picture of it somewhere.
It's on my Instagram. All right, we're here to check noodles. Check noodles and mushrooms. Mushrooms look pretty good. Yeah, these noodles look fine. You can just kind of tell they're nice and droopy now. I'm just going to cut this with some scissors. Ah! They're still a little chewy. Oh, those spicy. A
Oh no, is it spicy?
little spicy. What do you mean? Oh yes, it's spicy. Oh yes.
I just can't do spicy anymore. I don't know what happened to me. Bring back the long hair, Monty.
That would take years to grow it out, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I just recently got some Syrian cheese. What should I use it in?
I don't know what that is. I've never had Syrian cheese.
Oh, well.
I've had Syrian food, but never Syrian cheese. Where did you get it? What is it? Is it like halloumi or feta? What is it?
Not a clue. Chest Me Out says, I came back from a trip in Mexico in 2022, and ever since I have unlimited spice tolerance. I must have been bitten by a spice Spider-Man spider.
No, it's just about when you develop your tolerance for spicy food, it just never really goes away. Your body acclimates to it. I don't know what happened to you. You're like,
honestly,
like reverse spicy.
No,
Spider-Man.
and again, I know I blame a lot of things on pregnancy, but I really do think there's a lot of change. Like, I'm probably in the minority here of being a woman in your chat, but my body went through a lot of changes, and there have been very noticeable things where I can't do spice anymore. Like my alcohol tolerance is different.
Well, that just happens from not drinking for a while. Okay, so 2 minutes is up. This is what it looks like. It looks pretty good now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off the heat, and I'm going to move it over and keep it covered while we do our next dish for a moment. Normally you can just eat this right away, but I'm going to make this the second dish here. I'm going to turn this on to medium heat.
They said they got the Syrian cheese at a local Arab market. Jjimdak, I think it's also called.
Cool. I have never eaten that.
That's cool, yeah.
I have known Syrian people and had them cook for me before, but I have not had that.
My tongue is spice tolerant. My body went the opposite direction, though. Okay, here's our new pan.
I'm just going to add a tablespoon or two of canola oil to this, just because we need to stir fry it. Oh, wait. Come on, bottle. Let's go a little faster here, buddy. Very slowly drizzling oil into this.
Is that your new pretty bottle?
Yeah. I upgraded my bottles for you guys.
That's where your Twitch Prime subs went.
Bottle upgrades.
Yes.
I'm just going to chuck the garlic in here first. It's not quite hot yet. I want to just saturate the oil with the garlic flavor. Don't want to burn the garlic, though. Non-stick is the way that Koreans cook.
I love non-stick.
So a lot of the recipes are just designed for non-stick pans, or easiest to cook in non-stick pans, even though I don't really use non-stick very frequently for non-Korean food.
Someone said it's not related. We're talking about how pregnancy changes body composition. They said, well, psychedelics turned me from someone who was completely neutral about avocado into an avocado lover.
Nice. You got a positive result.
Be careful
with that one.
I would like to take psychedelics over pregnancy and again any day.
Why not both?
Because I want our children to be normal.
Oh, right. Well, we're their parents, so I don't know if normal's really in the cards, but... All right, so we're adding our zucchini now, and we're going to add our 2 teaspoons of the seyuchot. You can add just salt, not 2 teaspoons of salt, please, for the love of God, but just some salt to taste, or you can use the fish sauce. I would start with 1 teaspoon of fish sauce and continue to add. The sejut is very salty in and of itself, so we're going to cook it. There are these little shrimps that have been fermented in salt. I'm just going to spread this out to make sure that our zucchini is going to cook. This will not take very long to cook, guys. Maybe a couple minutes here on medium, and we're going to stir. While we're stir frying, we're going to add a couple tablespoons of water. Get some steam in there. We are going to add some sesame oil and sesame seeds towards the end. And we do want to stir this while it's cooking. Make sure it gets evenly cooked here. And at the end, it's starting to smell a little bit shrimpy.
What does the water do when you add?
So it's going to create more of a sauce, and it's going to help steam and cook the zucchini. So it'll evaporate a little bit.
Are you guys fan of tteokbokki?
No.
Yes.
This is the main thing I fight about with Korean people.
Tteokbokki's so good. Again, it's a nostalgic food.
Exactly.
It's wonderful, though.
So my theory about tteokbokki is that it is a nostalgia food that Koreans eat as kids. It's basically a carnival food that you eat at a cart on the street. It's street food. But for me, the first bite of tteokbokki is very good. You get the rice cake and the sauce. However, it's not very layered in terms of flavor. It's very one-dimensional. And I just don't want to eat a whole thing of tteokbokki. I can eat one bite and it's good, and the rest of it's not. It's like if somebody walked around in America saying that corn dogs are their favorite food. You're like, why do you like carnival food?
Oh my God, I love corn dogs too.
Or funnel cakes.
Oh God, funnel cakes are amazing.
It's the funnel cake of Korea, guys. It's fine. It's just I would basically rather eat anything else but tteokbokki.
No.
And like I said, it's mostly a nostalgia thing for
Papa
Korea.
Smithy,
it's not because it's good.
I think Papa Smithy got it. It's the Kraft mac and cheese for Americans.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we put our green onions in here. We are going to put a teaspoon of sesame oil in here now, and a teaspoon of sesame seeds. And we're going to cook these.
Hates fun food.
What?
Said Monty hates fun foods.
Put a teaspoon of sesame seeds and a teaspoon of sesame oil in here and cook it for another 2 minutes. We want the zucchini to get a little bit translucent and be finished cooking, but we don't want to overcook it and make it super mushy. Mix that together now. And you can obviously, and you should, taste it as you go along here. So I'm just going to flip it a little bit. We stir fry. And smooth it out into a single layer. Shake it to do that. Ooh, hot.
Delicious?
Mm-hmm. Okay, now we're almost done. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
You heard me.
Verless Wolf. Thank you for your Prime sub. Oh my gosh, we've gotten so many subs today.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Thank you. People demand the Jjimdak.
Well, we did entice them with foot cam. I mean floor cam.
I wear socks though, guys. Sorry to disappoint you.
I'm sure there's a sock.
You have to pay extra for a barefoot fee.
I'm sure there's a sock fetish too somewhere.
There's an everything fetish. Don't you worry about that.
We've gotten a lot of followers today too, so thanks for you non-chatter lurkers who are watching.
Yeah, we're still in the beta phase of this stream. All right, this looks pretty good. You don't want to overcook it because you still want it to have like a little bit of crunch there to be nice. So I'm just going to pull it off the heat now. Throw it on the floor. That's really good.
Ta-da! I'm coming to sneak a zucchini. I want it cool. Cool. Cool down.
You tell it.
Umami. Umami.
Seiyujot, so good.
It is. Umami. Monty is now the #2 streams in food and drink category on Twitch.
I've been #1 before.
Who's #1?
Yeah, it's weird. Usually at this time I am #1 when we've been doing it in this category.
Ooh, Bad Lucker says everything you do is full of passion and love for your community. You're the best.
Oh, thanks. We try.
I appreciate seeing cozy content pop up even though I followed for esports back in the day.
Hell yeah, that's what we want to see.
I hope the rest of the beta phase goes well.
MonteCristo, the face of middle-aged cozy streaming on Twitch.
Also, will you continue MonteCristo Reads? I think there's 81 chapters left.
I think that's unlikely. Someday, perhaps.
Asian E-Girl is #1.
All right, well, I guess I'll just strip down and be a thought. That's what I have to do.
That's what Twitch wants.
Thoughts. As in the things you think, guys. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I don't mean anything else by that. We know you're here for the thoughts that people have in their brains that they express to you.
I see.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you should just start wearing tank tops more.
Well, when I do, I promise you guys, when I do my Thai cooking arc, I will bust out the Muay Thai shorts and I'll just do it shirtless in the apron and I'll dress up with the armbands and headbands and everything. I'll get some continue cooking Muay Thai shorts. So it'll be great.
Sometimes I forget how ridiculous you are.
I don't know how you could possibly forget that. It's on display for you.
Every day.
Every single day. That's a you problem.
Maybe I've just been overexposed.
I guess I just have to be more ridiculous to compensate it. I don't know. I feel like I can solve this problem for you. You may not like it. Unfortunately, Jjimdak is not something that saves particularly well if you put the noodles in with it, which you want to do.
Show them the clump of noodles.
Oh, okay. I don't want clump. Which I like to put the noodles in there because that way you get all the flavor from the braising liquid. But as a result, eating day-old Jjimdak is kind of gross because they just congeal together in a disgusting mass. So it's just one of those things that you want to eat all at once, tragically.
Archie, you are just in time for the gimbal.
What, were we complaining about the lack of gimbal?
You know, some people like the gimbal cam.
Ooh. I don't even like it.
Monty is 100% one of the most ridiculous people I've ever seen.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I like to hear. I'm not a pathetic normie.
You guys need to meet our son.
It's quite a character. How's it look, guys?
Show us closer.
What do you think that's good?
There we go. No. Tap, tap, tap. There. I don't know why it's not auto-focusing today.
I don't know either. Life is a mystery.
Looks very good. Looks savory. I'm not sure if Muay Thai shorts on Monty was a part of my contract, but yeah.
Whose contract?
I don't know.
Well, I do Muay Thai, so everybody gets to see it at some point. What's funny is my my Muay Thai shorts just say MonteCristo, so everybody at my gyms just calls me Monty, even though they have no idea who I am from esports. I'll show you. I'll go get a pair. I actually have several pairs that say MonteCristo on them.
He wears these Muay Thai shorts to the gym downstairs in our apartment complex, and he works out in them. And everyone knows that he's like the one foreigner guy who wears these bright colored shorts. Ta-da! Where's the blue one?
In the wash.
Oh.
These have fun flaps on the side, though.
Sure.
The reason I wear them at the gym is because they're great for hip mobility, and when it's hot out, they're wonderful. So they provide a lot of flexibility, especially when you're running. So it's nice. What do you guys think? What's your opinion? So I'll get ones that just say continue cooking on the front. Don't worry. These are actually really cheap because you can get them custom made in Thailand. It's really cheap and they just send them to you. So it's not very expensive to get custom shorts.
Are those going to be on at the store?
Here, I'll tell you what, guys. You can customize them with different things. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get some red ones and I'll put yellow flames on the bottom for continue cooking. And it'll say continue cooking across the front. So I'll get ones with fire on them.
I can't believe it actually has your name. Yeah, it was custom made, guys.
They cost like $15 each, $20 each. They're not expensive.
Are they going to be on the Elephant store?
No. Although that is going to launch in the next couple of weeks, by the way.
The continued cooking.
I'll tell you guys what. For the Elephant store, we've actually got a bunch of cool merch. So the merch is now getting sent to all of our hosts. We did a lot of work on this merch in terms of getting the quality up to a really good standard. So we have really nice, comfortable t-shirts. We're doing a Founders Edition t-shirt that each shirt will have a custom number printed on the sleeve. So we'll only be selling them for a limited amount of time. So when you buy it, you'll get your own number on the sleeve. Should be fun.
What's the website that you bought the shorts from?
I think it's muaythaigear.com, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I'd have to look in my order history, in my email.
Are you gonna be founder #1 t-shirt?
I don't know who's gonna be number one. We'll find out when they send it out, I guess, our manufacturer. The first items we are going to have for sale are the Founders shirts, joggers with our logo, mouse pads, a poster from our 90s action arc on Foreplay, a keycap keychain, and a coffee mug. I believe that's all that we have this for now.
Cool.
And we should be able to ship worldwide. That was a big thing for us, obviously. So, and I think we have free shipping to many places in the world too, if you have a certain order size.
Will you cosplay as Muay Thai Lee Sin one day?
I mean, that's basically what I'm telling you I'm going to do.
That is you.
I will wear the armbands and the headband, which are typically what fighters wear when they do their dances and when they go into the ring.
3D paintable minis for Nerd Legion when you can paint Monte Cristo.
Doa would crush that. Doa actually did some mini painting for Critical Role recently, which is pretty cool.
All right.
I don't even know if he's announced that. I probably shouldn't have said that. It's okay. It will be announced, guys. It will be announced. I'm not going to tell you what they were. It's not a big deal. But they look amazing. He's really good at that. All right, so here is our Jjimdak with our bowl of white rice, which is weirdly washed out. What is going on with this camera today?
There you go. Oh, that's weird.
Odd. I don't know why it's doing that.
Did it press something or it's not auto? I don't know.
There's something not working properly about it, but it's okay. We'll fix it. Good enough. We're going to gimbal this anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Is it time for the gimbaling?
It's time for the gimbaling.
Photos first?
Oh, yes. I will have you come do photos first. And time for the gimbaling is upon us.
Okay. I'm going to take photos of both. What is this? No. The green on green doesn't really do it for me there.
So he's my food stylist, which is actually a real job, by the way, guys. That's not BS. There are people whose entire careers are based off of that. There's also recipe producers. I don't know if you know this, guys, but there's people whose jobs are to provide recipes for cooking shows. Just eat it. Don't throw it away.
I don't want
it's
it.
food.
You eat it. I don't like it.
Okay, toddler. Just eat the food. Just put the fries in the bag, Susie.
Oops.
Oops.
Oh, no, I took a double picture. Sorry.
Okay. Is that what? How could you possibly oops? You're taking a picture of food.
Look, it looks like Mickey Mouse. Okay. What do you guys think? Move further away. Come into natural light. And photo. Okay.
Thank you.
We should make mac and cheese next.
We probably will make mac
Maybe
and cheese
we could
at
do
some
like
point.
a comfort food arc.
Sure.
So Jjimdak, yeah, good point. Andong is a region in Korea that is known for their Jjimdak.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Andong Jjimdak is very famous, just like how Chuncheon 닭갈비.
Nice. We'll get these shot individually.
All right, here you guys go. Gimbal cam.
Everybody loves the gimbaling. That's what you guys are here for, really.
Silent gimbaling. Look at that.
The concentration.
I
is
know.
incredible.
I want to check out who this #1 food and drink girl is.
She's got lots of thoughts, you know.
More than us, apparently. How do you guys like Serious Monty?
All right, we're done with that. Okay. And Susie can regale you with stories of how good the food is. Actually, you know what I always mess up, Susie, is I need to get a shot from here of me eating the food.
Oh.
First, I think. Because it's hard.
But I can't get a shot of you from there since your phone is on the gimbal.
I need to do it first.
Ah.
Chicken's very nice.
You could turn 4 around and do it.
Nice and juicy.
Turn 4 around. And then they can watch you eat it.
Need some more of the braising liquid in here. Tastes like Jjimdak.
Okay. No,
Right.
you're not going to take my suggestion at all?
Not right now.
Too busy eating.
Too busy eating. So, what's great about this is you can go ahead and take a bite of the chicken. Take a bite of the rice. It's super flavorful. It is a tiny bit spicy, but I think it's the right amount of spicy.
Which means I'm going to be crying, so I'm going to have my water ready right now. Help!
Please.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is really nice. I think we could have done with a little more of the braising liquid, because like you said, there's more chicken in here that...
Yep. We can just add some more water to it. No big deal. Flavor is super nice, though.
The braising liquid, a lot of it is in the potato, so this is very nice to have a piece of potato with chicken and... Let's see, glass noodle, come here. I guess this is for lunch. Delicious. It does have a little bit of a kick to it.
Which I like about Jjimdak. You want to add, it adds a little bit of interest to have a little bit of spice in there.
Man, I love potatoes.
I had an extra potato for you.
Was that an innuendo?
No, that's what I did. I put more potatoes in because you like potatoes. It's very simple. Don't make it complicated, Susie.
Yum. Okay, we're done with the gimbaling.
We are. Fact concluded with gimbaling. But if you want extra braising liquid, I mean, you can just add a little bit more water and soy sauce in there.
Yeah. So this kind of, the zucchini's cooled down, which is more flavorful, I think, when it's colder. Here, you can feed chat.
I can't because autofocus is broken.
Oh.
You keep asking me to do things that I can't do. You know autofocus is not working.
I was hoping maybe this time.
It's super nice.
Okay, you're going to add a little bit more water to the... Make it saucier.
I'm adding just about a half a cup of water. Let's heat it up a little bit. We'll turn it on medium. But because I had more chicken, I probably should have increased the... If you add the right amount of chicken, guys, you will not have this problem. Obviously. Add another tablespoon or two of soy sauce. Add some more honey. And just a little bit more sesame oil.
So see what Monty is doing, where he just kind of adds a little bit of it. That's kind of how I cook. I don't think I've ever really followed a recipe in my life.
Explains a few things.
Why, one, I don't cook, and two, why my food is delicious, because I do it by taste. Have you ever hated my kimchi jjigae? No.
You can do it both ways. You can still do it by taste. It's not one or the other, Susie.
Monty wants me to go on like one of those Nailed It shows.
I do. I think it'd be very funny.
I think I do a good job.
Yes, me too. That's why I think you should go on. Me too, Susie. That's definitely why I think you should go on this show.
My loving and supporting husband right here.
I'm very supportive. I'm adding a little bit more mirin as well. So I added more sauce, honey, mirin, which also has some sugar in it. I don't think I need more. I'll add a little bit more oyster sauce.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. Add just a smidgen more oyster sauce. I'm not going to add any more garlic or ginger, though. Add a teaspoon or two more oyster sauce. Give it a good mix. I'm not adding more regular sugar because it wouldn't dissolve very easily. Because I don't want to heat this up.
I think, yeah.
Too much again. It's good. It's good. Actually, tastes very nice. This will also decrease the spiciness of it, which
Woohoo!
some people might enjoy.
All right, well, thanks for watching, guys.
Here, I'll have Susie try this real quick.
The new...
She can render unto me her verdict of having it a little bit saucier.
I love me some saucy food. Yeah, definitely better.
Yeah, I agree. So anyway, this is how it should look, guys. Just a little bit more of the braising liquid in there, so it's a little bit saucier. And you can adjust the level of sauce to your liking.
And you can adjust the level of spice to your liking.
Yep. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, we didn't get around to doing the Gyeran Mari today, guys. We will do that next episode this week. The next episode we are going to be doing dak galbi, which is a spicy chicken stir fry that is from Chuncheon, a city kind of northeast of Seoul in Korea. The Chuncheon region, as Susie mentioned earlier, is very famous for its dak galbi. So we're doing dak galbi, and then we're also going to do japchae, which is a rice noodle side dish, and we will do the rolled egg, the Gyeran Mari that we were supposed to do today. at that time. So that'll be for the next episode.
If we don't have another frying pan incident.
We won't. We'll have another frying pan without an incidentless frying pan by that time, guys. So pretty quick one today. The nice thing about the Korean food is that it doesn't take a long time to make most of the Korean food. Even if we're braising stuff, it typically only takes about an hour of cooking, so it's pretty easy to throw together if you have all the ingredients. It's a simple recipe that is really good, by the way, guys. Probably many of you have not had Jjimdak because it's not really famous in the English-speaking world, but it's one of my favorite Korean dishes. I really love this one.
With sweet potato and delicious.
There's no sweet potato in this.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to make it with sweet potato?
I'm talking about Jjimdak.
Oh, the Jjimdak. Oh, sorry. I was thinking about the 닭갈비 next. I was already thinking about the 닭갈비.
The 닭갈비 will have koguma in it, which is sweet potato. We'll get some koguma to put in there. Hopefully the stores have some. It's more of a winter crop. Sure, we can get some.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get some. If anything, there's kupang.
I get concerned about how much we're buying if we buy things from Coupang because it's volume. So I don't need several kilos of sweet potatoes right now.
Or like a tree of cinnamon.
A cinnamon tree, yeah. Who knows what you're going to get. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Continue cooking. We'll be doing the one more episode of Korean food on the stream here. And then we'll be taking a break week after that because I've got some LFN stuff to do. And we need to let the video editing kind of catch up because we probably have 15 to 20 videos that need to come out at this point in time. And then we'll start the next week. If you guys do have suggestions for the kind of cuisine that you would like to have made on this stream, please let me know. Very receptive to that. And we'll see you next time.